The doctor does this though with no gloves, no nothing, just his bare hand. And I'm gonna tell you right now, when he pulled back the sheet and I looked at my grandfather's feet, I swear to God, it looked like charbroiled alligator feet. His skin looked crazy. It looked like somebody had glued gravel on his feet and then painted over it with like black spray paint. His shit was cooked. And the doctor was just touching his foot. I'm like, bro, it looks like my grandfather walked to this hospital with his feet out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not touching his feet as his grandson. Why are you doing it? He's like, oh, no, it's no big deal. Just put some hand sanitizer on. I'm cracking jokes. My mom and him looking at me like, not right now. But I can't turn it off. I'm trying to make everybody feel a little bit better. But I'm looking at my grandfather's dinosaur feet. Got a Tyrannosaurus Rex toes. It looked crazy, right? Welcome back to another episode of the Chronicles of Mike Murphy. Hey, before we get started, man, please do me a huge favor. Stop what you're doing. Hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment, tell a friend and tell a friend. Any way that you can help contribute to growing the audience on my channel, I greatly appreciate it because I said it before, I'll say it again. Without you, there is no me, so for that, I am thankful. In today's episode, I'm going to tell you how I turned my grandmother's funeral into a comedy show. Now, my grandmother just passed away last month in the beginning of August, and when I got to the funeral, I did a 5-minute set. Now, before I could even tell y'all why that happened, I got to take y'all back to January of 2011 to let you know what led up to that even happening. So, in January 2011, I'm over at my girl's house, right? Feet kicked up, we laid back watching TV, Netflixing and chilling or whatever. It's late at night, my phone rings. When I look at the caller ID, it says mom across it. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, my spidey senses start tingling. I didn't even want to answer it because I'm asking myself, why would my mom be calling this late at night? Something gotta be wrong. As soon as I pick up, spot on. She's franticing, she's talking loud, she's crying. I can't make out what she's saying. I'm like, Mom, you gotta calm down. What's going on? She's like, you gotta get to the hospital ASAP. Your grandfather is gonna pass away. He had a brain aneurysm and she's snotting and she's crying. I'm like, Mom, calm down. She's like, you just got to get here and say goodbye while he's technically still alive. So I throw on my shoes, boom. I run out the crib. I get down to Shady Side Hospital. My uncles is there, my mom, my sisters, my whole family is there. Grandfather's on the bed. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, a couple months back, I made a video saying that my grandfather has uncanny resemblance to Miss Netta, aka Joe. Everybody laughed at it like, yo, you really calling your granddad Miss Netta? I'm just saying they got a lot of similar features. They both black as midnight. They both got bad skin. And they both look like men. Well, she technically is a man, but you get what I'm saying. So the skin thing, I'm gonna tell you about it now because it comes into play later. My grandfather got horrible skin. I think he got like psoriasis or eczema, something. His skin is bad. He's always scratching all the time to the point where he be breaking his skin open, right? Skin is bad. So when I get to the hospital, my grandfather is on the bed, you know what I'm saying? It's messing me up a little bit. I can't front. This is my OG, man. I love this man. He's taught me a lot about being a man in his life. He showed me how to navigate as a man, how to be a stand-up guy. So yes, this does bother me, but I'm trying to be strong for the rest of my family because everybody else is crying. So when I get in there, even though the doctor has explained this thoroughly to my mom and to my uncles and all that, I'm like, nah, tell me what's going on. Because for some reason, I have this slightly narcissistic trait about myself that feels like I know more than y'all, or I'll understand it better, or maybe I got a solution. Maybe that's just me wanting to fix the problem. I don't know. The doctor explains that my grandfather doesn't have any, reaction to any of the tests that determine function of the brain. So he's going through a set of tests. My grandfather's failing all of them. He gets to one of the last tests where he has to rub his hand across the bottom of my grandfather's foot. And any normal person, if you would touch the bottom of their foot would move because we're ticklish there. No matter what, if you sleep or not, your foot would move. They do that to my grandfather, but nothing happens. The doctor does this, though, with no gloves, no nothing, just his bare hand. And I'm going to tell you right now, when he pulled back the sheet and I looked at my grandfather's feet, I swear to God, it looked like charbroiled alligator feet. His skin looked crazy. It looked like somebody had glued gravel on his feet and then painted over it with like black spray paint. His shit was cooked, and the doctor was just touching his foot. I'm like, bro, it looks like my grandfather walked to this hospital with his feet out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not touching his feet as his grandson. Why are you doing it? He's like, oh, no, it's no big deal. Just put some hand sanitizer on. I'm cracking jokes. My mom and them looking at me like, not right now. But I can't turn it off. I'm trying to make everybody feel a little bit better. But I'm looking at my grandfather's dinosaur feet. He got a Tyrannosaurus Rex toes. It looked crazy, right? So everybody kind of like, they laughing a little bit because they like, yo, his feet is kind of fucked up, right? So boom. The protocol with this is when you're determined to be brain dead, one doctor does the SETA test that my grandfather clearly failed. But then they got to wait like 12 hours, I believe, and another separate doctor got to come in and do the same exact test again and verify the results. Then once he does it, if he come up with the same conclusion, they could technically say, hey, he's brain dead, and it's up to you whether you want to keep him on a machine with no quality of life or you want to pull it. Fast forward, they come in, basically my grandfather fails the test again. My grandma's like, nah, we're not going to keep him alive. He's clearly out of here, So we pull the plug, but everybody gets to say goodbye to my grandfather, whatever we said. I stay in the hospital for like, I think 2 or 3 days straight. I never left. I let everybody else leave because they were grieving. I was like, yo, I'm going to be the rock for the family. I'm going to hold it down. So I say that to say that I never really got a chance to grieve over my grandfather because I took the role of let me be the person that's the rock right now and let my mom and her brothers mourn the loss of their father. Funeral time comes around. Now, my grandfather is Catholic. My grandmother's Catholic. Most of my family's Catholic. We have it at a Catholic church. At some point in planning this funeral, it comes up, it's brought to our attention that our cousin Lewis, which is my grandfather's nephew, has an uncanny ability to sing. Like some America's Got Talent type shit, right? So they're like, oh yeah, boom. He sung at great grandma's funeral, which is my grandfather's mother. They're like, let him sing this song at this funeral. Everybody signs off on it. They're like, yo, he nice with the vocals. He on some Ruben Stutter shit. Let him cook. We like, bet. Get to the funeral. He goes up to sing the song. He's with his daughter. Daughter might have been like 9 or 10 at the time. He's like, yo, me and my daughter are going to sing this tune. Now, caveat. This song is a Catholic song. So it's that, whoa, one of those, I can't sing, but you get the, if you ever seen a Catholic church movie, it's one of them kind of jams, right? So you got to be able to blow to sing that, especially a black person, you know what I mean? His daughter starts singing. She's on fire. I'm like, oh, she's legit. Like, she really might get a deal. She's nice with it. He cuts her off to get his shine. He sound like a shot cat. I'm like, whoa. Where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher at? I know I'm being punked. There's no way that he could say he could sing and he sound like this. It sound insane. Now, the immediate family, we're all sitting in the pews together, but my uncle's best friends who were like uncles to me, they're in the other pews on the other side of the church because they're the pallbearers. I hear them like snickering. Everybody in the church is a little like they think it's funny. I'm tight. I want to stand up like, yo, man, Lewis, what the fuck is you doing, bro? Sit down. I'm pissed. And it wasn't even just Lewis. Somebody came to the funeral that knew my grandfather, a younger person, and the nigga had like a sweatsuit on with a fitted on. He didn't take his hat off in the church. It was just mad little shit that was irritating me. And again, I never really got to grieve my grandfather. So I'm just getting fed up. I feel like they're ruining my grandfather's funeral. Like they're making a joke out of it. So I'm getting tight. Everybody else thinks it's funny. I'm not. I let Lewis live. I don't say nothing to him. I'm like, whatever. Funeral goes. We get to the repast at my grandmother's house. Everybody cracking jokes on Lewis. Like, yo, y'all see Lewis? It's a big, now we kikiing about it. The funeral was over. I could laugh about it. But I'm like, yo, what was that about, bro? Like, he sung at grandma's funeral, great grandma's funeral. Like, yeah, bro, they said he did good. Who's they? I want to know who they is because he can't sing for shit. Anyways, fast forward. So that happens. My grandmother passes away in August. This is how I find out. I'm driving home. I get a call. It's my mom. Again, it's not late at night. It's daytime. But for some reason, I just had this eerie feeling, the same exact feeling I had when she called about my grandfather. I pick up the phone, same thing. She's freaking out, screaming, crying. I can't make out what she's saying. I'm like, Mom, you got to calm down. She's like, Grandma died. I'm like, damn. Now I'm hurt, right? Because I went home for Christmas, and every time I go home, I go see my grandmother because I know she was getting older. I take my daughter to see her. I spend as much time with her as I can while I'm home. The last time I was home at Easter, I was only there for a day. When I texted her to come see her, she didn't text me right away. When she texted back, I was already on my way to the airport. I'm like, oh, Grandma, I'll be back next month. I'll see you then. I ended up not coming back next month, so I didn't get to see her. And 2 months later, that trip got canceled because of my flight. So I didn't get to see her then. Then she passed away, and I'm like, damn, I said I was going to see her next time I went home, and I didn't get a chance. That was kind of eating me up. So I immediately kind of start getting teary-eyed because I'm like, damn, I didn't get to say bye to my grandma, man. Like, shit. So I'm dealing with that or whatever, but I'm like, yo, again, I feel like I got to be that person and hold everybody together, and I got to be strong, you know what I mean? And I always looked at, like, crying as a weakness, even though it's perfectly fine to cry when you lose a loved one. But I was just like, I can't cry. I got to hold it in, especially in front of everybody else. So I was like, you know what? When I get to the funeral, they're going to let us speak. I'm just going to crack jokes. I'm going to tell jokes and make everybody laugh. I'm going to do like a 5-minute set, a tight 5 at the funeral. You know what I'm saying? And I know I'm going to make everybody laugh. And this will be the first time my grandmother gets to see me do comedy at her funeral, you know, in a way. I know she's probably looking down on me if you believe in that kind of thing. So I'm already thinking that I got to bring up the Lewis thing. Like, yo, you know what I mean? I'm going to say something about the Lewis singing at the funeral, right? I'm already got that on my set. When I get to the funeral, everybody's outside waiting before it starts. Lewis shows up. Now, I'm going to be honest. I didn't think Lewis was coming because Lewis is related to my grandfather. You know what I mean? I didn't know if he was going to show up for his wife's funeral. You know what I mean? I didn't know the relationship, so I wasn't sure. But he shows up. So now in my head, I'm like, oh, this is really going to make the joke hit because Lewis is here. And 90% of the people that are at this funeral was at my grandfather's funeral. So when I do the callback about Lewis, they're going to remember what I'm talking about. It's going to hit. You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm going to close out my set is with the Lewis joke, right? So now Lewis is here. I'm definitely doing it. We get into the funeral. The funeral starts. My sister brings her friend from her church, a boy named Brian. He could sing like crazy, right? She asked him, yo, can you sing at my grandmother's funeral or whatever? He's like, sure, whatever, anything for you. You're like, family, I love you, I got you. So Brian goes up and he kills it. I'm talking about he's singing so good, he's making everybody cry because the emotions is on 10, right? I'm standing there like, oh yeah, this is the segue into the joke about Lewis. Oh, I'm set up. I'm good, right? Pastor's like, yeah, we're going to have some people come up, some close family members to say some things about Catherine. Let everybody else know what kind of woman she was, some kind words, da. I said, yo, I'm going to go first. I get up there. I'm like, y'all figure I set it off because I'm going to be the joke portion of the funeral. I'm going to raise y'all spirits. They, I get a couple chuckles like that or whatever. I tell a couple jokes, boom, boom, boom. I got everybody on my side. They laughing. Every punchline is hitting, right? I'm cooking. I get to the end. I'm like, yo, Sarah, talking to my little sister. I'm like, I really want to appreciate, thank you. And I appreciate you having Brian come and sing at grandma's funeral. He did an excellent job. Appreciate you, Brian. Brian's like, yeah, thank you, bro. I'm like, because I don't know if y'all know this, before my grandmother passed, she made me promise her one thing. She said, no matter what happens, promise you won't let Lewis sing at my funeral. Yo, everybody's like, oh. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to break my mom and my uncles that are in the front row. Them is her kids. I'm trying to make them laugh. I don't care about nobody else. I'm trying to crack my mom. Pause. That was wild. I'm trying to make my family members laugh. Those ones in the front. And I see them like, I see my Uncle JR like kind of looking down. My mom is like, and I can see the laugh is right there. I got it. And I'm like, nah, I'm just saying though, because I was talking to her. She was like, baby boy, I love you. One thing you got to promise me, like, don't let Lewis sing at my funeral, because when he sung at Granddad's, I thought it was a joke. Ashton Kutcher was going to come out. Everybody, they bust out laughing, right? Lewis in the back, like he laughing, but it ain't funny, right? The pastor says, oh, which one is Lewis, right? Before I could even point to Lewis, my cousin Candy is on the side. He says, the only one in the back not laughing. Double laughs. Everybody break out. Now can't nobody hold it back. The few people that hung on the first time is done. Everybody's laughing. Lewis is tight. I'm like, yeah, love you, Lewis, but yeah, you can't sing at the funeral, bro. You cooked on that. Brian, good look, baby. I like what you did. You know what I'm saying? Now that's how you sing. Oh, bro, Lewis is tight. We wrapped the funeral or whatever. We go to the repast at my little brother's house. Lewis is there. I dapped him up after the funeral. I ain't really think it was no hard feeling. I still don't think there's no hard feelings. We get to the repast. My uncle JR is like, and me and JR is like the closest of my uncles because he's only 9 years older than me. So it's more like a brother. Me and him super close. So he come over like, nephew, man, I love you so much, man. I needed that shit about Lewis. I was sitting there like, and everybody's, we're cracking jokes. Lewis at another table in the backyard, like, I don't like this shit. He looked like Kane on on Belly. I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit at all. Bro, he's sitting at another table. I'm getting louder. My mom was like, knock it off. He can hear you. I'm like, man, be quiet. We cracking jokes. My uncles is laughing. Everybody busting out laughing. I'm like, see this, you know what I'm saying? But I brought mad joy to my grandmother's funeral, and I turned it into a comedy set because, one, she never got to see me perform. So hopefully she got to see me in the afterlife. And I just wanted to bring joy to my family members because I felt like in a time like that, it's easy to be sad, man. It's hard to be happy. So my job, my gift from God is to bring joy and laughter to people's lives, no matter the occasion. So the jokes were tasteful. Lewis, my bad, cuz I love you, but I had to, baby. So yeah, man, that's my story how I turned my grandma's funeral into a comedy show. Again, please do me a favor, man. Hit that subscribe button. Like, share, comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Any way that you can help contribute to growing the audience on my channel, I greatly appreciate it because, again, without you, there is no me. And for that, I am thankful, man. So until next time, y'all be safe. These are the Chronicles of Mike Murphy.